Good job.
I absolutely love Whiplash. I love the fact that it's so aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. The cinematography, the editing, the way the music is composed, all of these things makes Damien Chazelle's movies so unique and so interesting in a style that is unlike any other director. And I must say, Whiplash, one of the best movies I will ever watch in my life. And I feel like within this movie, even though there's a lot of lessons to learn, one of the main ones is how ambition eats you away. And like Andrew, I relate heavily to the fact that music, for example, you're very pressured to be better, to get more skilled every day, and all of these thoughts of becoming the best of the best haunts you and eats you away. And I like how this movie portrays that, but as something that could literally end your life. I mean, Damien Chazelle himself has stated that Andrew dies at 30 alone, and just like he said,
I die drunk, broke at 34 and have people at a dinner table talk about me, then live to be rich and sober at 90 and nobody remember who I was.
this is not an ending we're supposed to desire. But if we look around, there's so many content that's promoting and pushing us to this exact end. If you look at the reels and a lot of productive content, you'll realize that most of it isn't really about productivity at all. It's about people working so hard that they forget to sleep, they forget to eat, they are in a state of lock-in 24/7, not stopping or taking a rest or paying attention to other things. As Andrew Tate said,
I'm locked in, I'm in the trenches.
I'm getting rich.
and these exact people see Whiplash not as a story of caution of what ambition can do to you, but instead inspiration. You see, Andrew did become the best drummer of all time, so it means I could too. Of course, this is not the main message of the movie, but this is one takeaway that some people have when they watch this movie. So many people right now are so focused on either becoming rich, becoming skilled, an academic weapon, a kid with straight A's, a kid who's able to play, I don't know, Chopin in the age of 1 or 2 or something like that. So like, yeah, the mindset that people have now is either you get rich or you die trying. Social media makes it so easy to separate laziness and discipline as two states of mind that can never intersect. People who are lazy are people who brain rot or stay in their beds all day, who doesn't exercise, who doesn't do things, who doesn't have a morning routine and all that. And people who are disciplined are people who are focused all the time, 24/7, no sleep as well, but this time for something good. In excessiveness, both of them are equally bad. Without discipline, yeah, you become a person who no purpose. All you do is just absorb, eat content, watch it, and all that all day, all night. Maybe you become a Discord mod, I'm not really sure. But on the other side, being so disciplined is not a good thing. You lose connection with other people. You lose the things that are deemed as unimportant, like maybe your time reading, your time resting, the time you spend hanging out with your friends or family. All of these things slowly gets deemed as less worthy over time because it doesn't help you achieve your goal. And you know, in Whiplash, the dinner table scene where Andrew was eating with his family and all that, sometimes I envision if this keeps happening, everyone there is just gonna be Andrew. Everyone there is just gonna be flexing, talking about how much money they got and what they're doing in their life. But in all honesty, this kind of mindset breaks you, because if you achieve what you want, great, you're in an endless depression because you cut off every other thing in life to pursue this one specific skill or maybe money. But the thing is, if you fail, that's a whole lot of different problem, and it will leave you with a life of guilt, confusion, and just misery. You won't really have any real connections with people because the ones that you had is all cut away. And you can really see this in the scene of Andrew with his ex-girlfriend, I guess. Yeah, so obviously locking in 24/7 is not good. But why do people keep doing it? In my opinion, it's because people have an easier time comparing themselves to others. Back then, because communication between countries and cities is harder, being the best in town would make you feel as good as being the best in the world. In a city, there's only so much people that you can really compete with, so being the best probably makes you feel good, and being better than average already makes you feel well off. But now, you're comparing yourself to the 8 billion other people in this world. It's like every day I hear a musical prodigy who is way better at me at the very thing I want to be good at. And it does make me sad, but it's not good for me to keep blooming in the sadness because doing my hobbies is not really just to be the best. Skills like music or even bodybuilding and art. The point of getting a hobby is not for you to be better than everyone else. It's supposed to be for us to be better than ourselves yesterday. Comparison has always been the thief of joy. And in a time where it's easier and easier to compare yourself to others, we all have to remember what our true purpose is. Our skills aren't to impress others, but to impress ourselves. So yeah, being the best drummer, of course, takes a lot of time, practice, and skill. All of this talent cannot bring you to be the best. You gotta work hard for it. But you gotta remember that resting a bit and spending time with others is not a sign of laziness, but a sign of understanding what life is really for. So yeah, locking in is very important. We all have to do it, especially in this day and age where things are very competitive. But sometimes you just gotta remember to lock out. Yeah, that's a bit generic. Ew. Yeah, I made a bad joke. So yeah, if you made it this far, fun fact, this mic is not plugged. It's really just for me to hold, to look a bit cooler. Bye bye.